Welcome to Popper's Workshop. This is the first content I've created for this YouTube channel. I don't have any other YouTube channels, never done this before, so this is something new to me, and hopefully it's something new to you. I've decided to create this video particularly because quite a few people have asked me just to do something which documents the mods that I've made to my Coleman 424 camping stove. This is a dual burner. It runs off petrol and leaded. In the UK we call it petrol, over in the States obviously you guys will call it gas. I've only ever run this from pump petrol. I've never used the Coleman white gas, so it's almost impossible to get in this country. And then when you can get it, it's extortionate. It's like £15–16 for a litre, whereas I can get a litre of petrol for £1.40, which is still extortionate compared to US prices. However, the cooker itself is fantastic. I use it very regular. I don't just use it when I'm camping, I also use it when I'm barbecuing, for when I'm cooking sides. It's great for doing dirty rice and things like that. But one of the problems that you do have with it is that when they come new from the factory, they have just basically little round indented feet which have been machine pressed through the steel in the factory. What this doesn't allow you to do is level it up. What you have to do is you have to level it up using external sources like raising the legs on your table and that kind of thing. And sometimes it can create a hazard, because what I've found, especially when I was shooting down in Cornwall more recently, was that if these aren't level, the pans can slip off the grates, and what you don't want is for it to slip off if you accidentally nudge the table, that kind of thing. So I decided to make a couple of mods to it. Now I've got some pictures of the mods that I did at the time when I did the mods. However, we're going back in time by a good few months now. So what I'll do is I'll explain what I've done, and I'll insert the pictures into the video so that you've got an idea of what I did and how I did it. Now, if I flip the cooker over onto its side, you'll see that I've got black rubber feet on these. Now, as they come from the factory, they don't have anything like this. And all I've done is I basically drilled a hole using a step drill, cone drill, some people call them, and I've used what we refer to as riv nuts, some people call them nut certs, that kind of thing. And I've basically put a riv nut in the bottom of these. Now, how did I find where the centre of those were? It was dead simple. I basically sat it on some gravel, well I say gravel, sat it on a hard surface, an abrasive surface, and I rubbed it back and forth a couple of times. Once you rub it back and forth a couple of times, it strips the paint off, or the rust if you've got rust on there, and what it does is it reveals where the flat surface will be. So once I've done that, drilled a hole in, popped in a nut cert, and then with these little plastic feet that you can buy pretty much from anywhere, Temu, Amazon, that kind of thing, just drop them in. And they're really useful. We find it very simple for levelling up. The kit that I used was this nut cert kit. I think I bought this from Amazon. This is a fairly simple kit. It comes with everything that you need. It goes from sizes M3 up to M12, and it's got some imperial sizes, which is not really much use for us over here, because all we ever get really is metric nuts and bolts and fasteners. So you basically take your device, pop it into the riv nut tool, and then it comes with a load of riv nut extras. So you've got the inserts there. I've actually got a load of riv nut inserts up there because I use this quite often. You'll probably see in some later videos where I've done some modifications to my Deer taxi. It comes in handy for all kinds of things. Well worth buying. It's useful just having on the shelf, because you never know when you need it, and when you do need it, it does the job perfectly. So that aside, the other mod that I did was it came about after we'd done a couple of evening stalks. We have a tendency to use the Coleman petrol unleaded lanterns. and whilst they're really good and very bright, they're not necessarily useful for hanging above your cooking surface or just sitting to the side of your cooking surface. So although it's not true to real off-grid camping, because you know quite literally do need battery power, what we did is I created just a little cooking light, which I find useful. I don't know how many other people would, but you know, it's the whole point of the video is showing you what I've done. If you find it useful, you find it useful. If you don't, you don't. Either way, comment, let us know what you think. But basically, this is a little PIR censored, battery operated light. A lot of people use them under cabinets and that kind of thing. I can't imagine it being IP rated. There's apertures there for charging ports and that kind of thing. But basically, if you pop it on to automatic, I've put a magnetic, a self-adhesive magnetic strip on the back, and I just clip it on there, and it works perfectly when I'm cooking. Now, in order to conserve battery, what I have a tendency to do is leave it on automatic, and then if we're cooking something that requires a long simmer or a boil or something like that, it will go off when we're not attending. Sometimes the steam sets it off, but ultimately it'll go off, and then when you come close to it again, it then illuminates your cooking surface. I find it useful. Some people might not. Some people may think that it's too civilised, but ultimately it does what we need it to do when we're out cooking. And as we always say, there's no point tickling it. If you find what we've done useful, leave a comment, like and subscribe. Thanks.